Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Mick here. If you're new, smash that like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, tell me where you're from, tell me who you are. Well, let's get into it. This is my review about the Sena C10 Evo. Now I've had this Sena for the last, I'm going to say about 5 weeks now, 6 weeks. So I thought, you know what, it's time to give my review on it. The likes, the dislikes. So I got the Sena C10 Evo by asking actually Salty and Sprinkles. Salty told me what camera he uses, and he said, you know, I've got a Sena C10, it's got the camera, it's got the Bluetooth, it's got the microphone, it does everything. So I thought, let's give it a crack. So I went out and bought it. That's in another review, me buying it, that is. Now I wanted to talk about how this, in my opinion, has changed my channel quite a lot by implementing it and using it. Now, the Sena comes with a 4K video, put a 120 gigabyte SD card in it. I get roughly about, I'm going to say about an hour and 45 minutes, hour and 50 minutes of battery life in it. Crystal clear Bluetooth when connecting to my phone. Easy fit. It's actually on a toggle where I can move it up and down to allow the angle to get right. It's got a switch on the bottom which allows me to change the panning of the camera, so it will be more left or right. I've actually got it on straight at the moment. It's got its own inbuilt stabilization system. I will give you a due, it's not as good as the GoPros, but you know, it's on your helmet and you're going to be moving your head. You know, you're going to be doing shoulder checks, you're looking at it all the time, so it's kind of expected that it's going to move a little bit. But I wanted this because I wanted just that all-in-one. Big problems with my microphone and the audio and how clear it was, or how much wind noise I was getting in it. And Sena really did come to the party with this audio. The recording of the audio is pretty clear. It does its own block out wind noise. It's got an auto setting to do that. But one of the best features that I liked about this is the fact that there's multiple apps, now Sena apps. Now I'm going to go through a couple of those and I'll probably talk to you about them doing a voiceover. But pretty much everything you need to do, you can do it via the app. And there's so many of these apps. There's about 4 or 5 apps that I have for this camera and Sena, which make it so good.
As you can see here, we have the Sena utility, the Sena camera, the Rider Connect, and the Sena Momentum. So the Sena utility is the one that you want to download first. That is purely and simply the connection of your Sena. I haven't connected my headset to this yet, but you have all your settings. You have an intercom pairing, and you have the user guides here. The settings are really cool because they have sort of advanced features in there which really help your Sena grow. Back to the next one, which is the Sena camera. Now, from the Sena camera, same thing. I'm not actually connected to it at the moment, but by connecting the camera, you can choose which camera you have. I have the C10 Evo. You power on, you press the camera on, you collect your Wi-Fi and it connects. And basically what that does then is that you will have the ability to be able to start your recording, stop your recording, and things like that. Then we have the Sena Momentum. So this gives you the ability to be able to pretty much phone pair with any Bluetooth connection. So you can connect with Cardio, with any other brand as well. So as long as your Bluetooth is turned on, you can connect together, record the audio and things like that while you're talking. The Rider Connect is also another type of connection, which you can create a team of people. So for example, I wanted to speak to a few motor vloggers from the States and we're both awake at the same time, maybe we will be able to then create a team and instantly pair each other. So this is pretty cool. I just wanted to show you those apps. They do help, and there is a few more in the actual Play Store or Apple iTunes Store, depending on which phone you have. But yeah, back to the bike.
So one of the other things that this camera does, and now this may be a setting that you can turn off if you want to. I'm pretty sure you can, but I thought to myself I'd leave it. So what happens is when you do your recording, it records in 4K, but it also does a secondary file in 720. I believe it's 720 because the quality that when I look at it, it's not 1080. So I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it's 720. So when you actually go to your computer, and I'll show you this, you end up having two files. So you have an A file and a B file, and the A file is the 4K and the B file is the 720, which is pretty good because it's kind of like a backup file, if you know what I mean. So if for whatever reason the 4K fails, which I've actually had it only do once, and that was my fault with the settings, I still had the 720 to back it up if I wanted to use the footage. So I thought that was pretty cool that it does dual files. Now it does take up a little bit more of your SD card, but that's fine. You can, SD cards, you can get 250 gigs, you can get whatever. So you can put a bigger one in if you like. The audio connected to Bluetooth is a little quiet for your music. Now I've done a bit of research on this, and I've heard that this is quite a common occurrence, that the audio is, when you're trying to listen to music through Bluetooth, it is actually a lot quieter than what your normal, say, sticking some headphones in or a pod in your ear or something like that. But inside one of the apps, it shows you there's a button there that says audio boost, and you click the audio boost and it's twice as loud as what it originally is. So I thought that was pretty cool, but really not something that I looked up into until I actually was riding for a while and trying to listen to my music. So in the end, I eventually found it, so it's fine. However, I know that you can get some HD speakers, and they've only just come out in the last 12 months, I believe. Apparently they were for the 50S before, but C10 actually has them now. So they're around $60, I believe, and I think, to be honest, I think the military biker, Scouse bloke, if you haven't seen him, go and subscribe. He did a review on some HD Sena speakers and absolutely raves about them. So that'll be my upgrade that I will do. That's my personal opinion. I like my music. I like to listen to it while I ride, when I'm not doing vlogging, or not when I'm talking. One of the other downfalls that I dislike about Sena, which is only a small downfall, and maybe it's because I got fat fingers, or that I'm just not using it properly. But when I try and turn the camera on to record, I can never get the lady to speak to me and say, recording now, or camera recording. And it really pisses me off. The last few, the very, very first time I tried to do it, I ended up deleting my whole SD card. You can format your SD card via the actual camera as well. So that was pretty cool, I thought. So once again, I went to the App Store and I found the app, which is the camera app. So you can actually have the camera on your phone, looking at what you're actually viewing, and you can start the recording from there and you can end the recording from there, etc. So for me, I decided that when I started doing these vlogs with this, because I was having a lot of trouble trying to get the record button to work, she was just never talking to me. So I'd press it as per the instruction, press it once on the top, record. I don't know if it's recording. She hasn't told me if it's recording. So I started using the app. Now I just connect via the Bluetooth, which is already automatically connected. It asks you to connect via Wi-Fi. So you connect your phone via Wi-Fi. Then you turn your camera on, you press record, the little lady turns around and says, camera recording. But there is a downfall. Whilst you've got the Wi-Fi connected to it, and this could be a setting in my phone, but you can't listen to any music. It kind of blocks the Bluetooth. But I may be wrong. Now I did have my Wi-Fi settings on where I use data as well, so I've now tuned that on, so I might try it out. But I'm pretty wrapped with what it's like so far. So if I go back to where the files were, I was talking where I have double the file. The issue I have with the files is that, for example, just to give you a bit of context, when you record on GoPro, this thing, when you take your SD card out and you put it in the computer or however you do it, transfer your files, it's pretty clear to see what order it is. So you know it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc, etc, etc. Now, the problem I have with this is that that's not what the Sena files do. It's actually some numbers which is pretty hard to see, and it's jumbled up and all over the shop. And I'll show you this, but I really struggled to start with to know what order my camera on. I ended up having to watch some to actually film to see what order this was on. So I did that, which is fine. I was a little bit worried about, would I only see a section like this part here? This is it. This is all you're going to ever see. But I'm really surprised because it actually does quite a lot wide lens, and as you can see, it's pretty cool in terms of the angles and the picture. So there's quite a lot of other things that you can do with the Sena. Obviously, like all other Senas, you can connect to any other Sena that's out there. But I found this app as well, another app, which is pretty cool, where it actually explains to you how you can connect to any app in the world, any other Sena in the world. And you can open this group up and you can connect to any Sena. So I do want to actually try that out, and I will hit up a couple of other vloggers that I'm aware of that actually do have Senas, and we'll see how it works out. It is all done via the app. Obviously, it's all just got to go around that corner quickly. So obviously, it's just around. It's obviously all around timing, etc. But be very keen to do it. But yeah, I overall, I'm really wrapped with it. It's an all-in-one package: audio, camera, music, everything. And I think that if you're in the market, or you're about to start motovlogging, and you don't want to spend too much, like, you know, new GoPros, third-party cameras. I mean, a lot of people just start with motovlogging with the GoPro on the chin. A lot of other people have, you know, cheaper models of cameras and things like that. And which is cool. I'm not bagging anyone here. This is their preference, but I think that if you want to be able to get into motovlogging and you want something which is going to be the whole package straight away and it's one item, I would not go past the C10 Evo, the Sena C10 Evo. You have everything in it. So as I was saying, if you were into or starting motovlogging and this is new to you, then I think it's a good opportunity for you to maybe have a look at these Senas. Until then, I'm going to leave you with these awesome guys here. My review, 9 out of 10 for fantastic all-in-one camera, audio, Bluetooth, everything. So I hope you enjoyed that review. It was only a quick one. But till next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Ride safe, and I'll catch you next one. So